All right, welcome to our podcast 2158, Rise of the Brotherhood, episode 5. I'm your host, Big Sean.
And I'm your co-host, Grizz.
Awesome. Today we're going to be introducing the rest, another portion of our National Officer Score. We're going to be bringing up National VP Masshole here in about 30 seconds, and we're also going to be bringing up Celtic Reaper, our National Secretary, to go ahead and get this stuff rocking and rolling to get through this episode and get some more questions. I think our first few episodes have went pretty well, Grizz. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, it actually did. It went really well.
I think we're getting better and better. We got through the introduction right this time. We didn't fumble it.
Right.
But, wait for Masshole to take a seat over there. We'll go ahead and bring him in and get him done real quick because I know he's about to eat dinner and all that fun stuff. So without further ado, we're going to be bringing in the National VP Masshole. What's going on, Masshole?
Hi guys.
Oh, big smile.
My parade wave. All my
Let me get you
followers
put
out
your
there.
mic a little closer
Hey.
to your mouth, though, sir. I appreciate it.
It's my parade wave, y'all. Say hey to all my followers, my supporters. It's me.
Right. Anyway, so I'm going to kind of turn this over to Grizz. Like I said, this is our National VP Masshole. We're going to be turning it over to Grizz, let him do some questions and get some answers from Masshole because I know Masshole's about to eat and he wants to go see because he looks like a bear. So when he doesn't eat, he turns into like an angry bear. So we don't need that on the podcast. So let's get him through. Let's get him done. Then we can move forward to the next people. All right, Grizz, it's on you, buddy. Go ahead.
Masshole, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Hanging in there. So, just had a few questions for you, real quick. How did you find BOH?
Actually, it's kind of funny. I was bored one day and I was looking around to see if there was any kind of trucker following pages or anything like that, and this one came up, and I reached out to the page, and a member that's no longer with us reached out to me, and in 15 minutes I realized it was something I wanted to be a part of. And the next morning I was talking to whoever about being a prospect, and the day after that I was a prospect. So it took about 70 hours before I was actually fully into this club of ours.
Nice. How does your position affect daily affairs within the organization?
I'm Sean's number two, so when he has these wild and crazy ideas, he brings them to me first, and we kind of spin them together. Every now and again, he surprises me and brings them to somebody else, and then I find out about it later. As the national VP, it's basically my job to know everything in the club. When I say everything, I mean everything. What the prospects are doing, what they're thinking, what their attendance is going to be like, what their future in the club is going to be like, if it's going to be in the club or not, the brothers that are here, the officers, any questions, comments, concerns, problems, issues. I know about it all, and I try to be the huge buffer between all of that and Sean, only because he's trying to run the organization as a whole and run the podcast, the social medias, the gear, all of that stuff. So if I can run the club side and he run that side, it kind of works like the yin and the yang. I deal with more of that than he does per se. He knows everything because we talk ungodly amounts of days and hours and times, and so he knows everything ahead of time. He's not ever surprised. We're always in communication, so it's just one of those things where for me, I'm in the know, and guys think it's funny because they won't see me for a couple of days in chat or whatever, and I come in and I start talking, and like, how do you know? And I'm like, you didn't think I knew? I knew about that when it happened 2.5 days ago. And they just smirk and smile, and I'm like, I know everything. You guys think it's a joke. I know everything. And it's true. I mean, I know everything that's going on in this club at any given moment in time. As long as the lower officers are letting me know or reporting in the different places we have for them to work it, so that I know what's going on and I can tweak or bring up ideas or comments or concerns or whatever we might have at the higher end of the spectrum.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, these
So,
brothers don't realize that we do talk once in a while. And they think they're going to pull the wool over someone's eyes. It don't never happen. They're like, well, how
No,
do you know about this? You're not in the chat. Oh, trust me. I know. I got my people.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing is they think because they don't see him or I that we don't know, and then when one of us shows up and we talk about it, like, how did you know? Oh yeah, that happened a week ago. We know. We haven't been in chat since then, but I can tell you everything that happened and who talked and this and that. And they're like, wow. I'm like, I tell y'all, but y'all don't believe me. So at some point, y'all will learn. The longer you're around, I know everything. Like when I say it, I'm not saying it to be arrogant or funny or anything. I'm being serious. Like I know all of it, and you know, Sean knows it all because, like I said, we talk 2, 3, 4 times a week, one on the phone, not just in chat. So we kind of know he knows everything I know, and I know the ideas he has because he likes to spring ideas on us every now and again, and it's fun sometimes. Let me tell you, it's fun.
Oh, definitely.
And then, really, the last question I had for you is, what do you love the most about BOH?
That's a trick question for me and a double-edged question because I don't love anything the most. I joined the club just looking for something to pass the time. I got in, I realized what he was trying to do. Him and I got to talking. We realized each other had a lot in common. And from then, it spurred into I love the camaraderie. I love the giving that we do to different charities, to each other. Um, I love just the fact that we're trying to change the industry. I've been doing this a long time now, unfortunately. I've got over 20 years, and in that 20 years, I've watched this go from what it was to not to be funny, hell in a handbasket. It's just it's gross out there now. And my daughter wants to get in a truck, and I tell her every day, no, please, 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 please don't do that because I see where it's at and where it's going, and I don't want her in this world. It's not a job people think it is. It's a lifestyle. You do this even when you're off, when you're not at your truck, when you're not whatever. You're thinking about your truck. You're thinking about your load. You're thinking about this. It's a lifestyle, and if you're not committed to it, it's not going to work for you. But every day, seeing new guys come in and see their passion and see their desire to do it makes me and Sean happy, makes me happy more so because what we're trying to do is getting out there. We know we're never going to change the industry or don't think we are, but if we can change the perspective one person at a time, then we're on the path we're looking at. And that's the one thing I'm always trying to like look at and find out how we can do. I don't have a specific thing I love about the club. There's way too many day-to-days that I love. I love different situations and different, like this morning I read one of the guys missed his exit 4 times driving, and he was in chat having a good time laughing and putting the day away, and he missed his exit 4 times. That stuff, I love that because that means that guy's having a good day and he's not stressing or frustrated with what's going on in the world, with his dispatcher, with the load, with the broker, with the whatever, all that stuff that we can't control. He's having a good day because he's laughing and joking and whatever, and his mind's not stressed. That makes me happy. That's what I love to see. Just stupid little things like that that don't really mean anything. To me, it does because that shows this guy's having a good time. The club's actually doing what we're hoping to do and helping a guy, changing a guy, making him have a better day. And that's what I try to look for every day is how we can make somebody's day better. I can't do everybody's, but if I can find a way to make one person's day better, I think it makes me happy, if that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's
I
one
know
of the, like,
Masso
the
brought up
ultimate goals
something.
of BOH.
Sorry?
I know Masso brought up some stuff about gear. I'm gonna post an overlay here in a minute about what our gear. You guys can go to brothersofthehighway.com, supporters or whatnot. You guys are looking to purchase gear. This is how we raise money to do the various charities and stuff like we talked about in our first episode that we do by selling our t-shirts and different things like that. Kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what one of the t-shirts look like. It's going to be an overlay. Let's kind of give an idea of that. So that'd be like what one of the t-shirts looks like. That's on the back of your shirt. Brothers of the Highway. It's got our website address on there, brothersofthehighway.com. So we sell these shirts, I believe, 20. Masco's got one of the member shirts right there. I want to say we sell them for what, $27, $28 a shirt, but that also includes shipping. That's one of our shirts that we have. So we actually added those currently, but our newest one's the one I just showed you. And I'm sure Masco's probably got that one sitting over there next to him somewhere. He's like pulling out the whole shebang over there. He wasn't prepared. So that would be the front of the shirt.
I
That's
think
the
that's.
Angels of the Highway, that's
Oh,
an upcoming episode.
yep.
So we're going to be introducing our sister club, Angels of the
No,
Highway, for
I
the
don't have
female
the other
watchers
one.
out there.
I thought I
Okay.
had one close, but I don't have one.
I know Grizz got like one more question for you, if I'm not mistaken. Then we'll let you get on and eat that dinner and
All
be on
right.
the chats a little bit later.
No, actually, that was all I really had for him.
You sure? Because I got one
Yeah.
here right now. Outro remarks. Do you have anything that you want to follow up with, Masshole, or anything like that before we send you on out, sir?
I mean, it wasn't asked, but the one thing is you guys that are watching these and stuff like that, if you have any questions, please reach out. We're not afraid to answer questions. I know Sean and I are extreme about transparency. We'll tell you everything you want to know. I mean, if you guys want to join, if you want to support, if you want to whatever, um, the biggest thing for me and Sean is the industry was destroyed by one or two people, and the perspective was destroyed. We're not going to change it overnight, but we'll change it one person at a time. And if I can get you guys to follow and see what we're doing and see what we're about and see that we're really doing what we're saying we're doing, we're boots on the ground. We're actually out there doing stuff for charities, doing stuff for truck drivers, doing stuff for truck stops, doing stuff for whatever. Just give us a follow. I mean, at the end of the day, what does it cost you to follow us? Oh, yeah, that's right. Nothing. It took you 10 seconds to push two buttons. You follow other things that are health that aren't as positive for society. Follow something that's positive for society. That's the only thing I'm looking for is I want more followers, whether it's on YouTube or any of our social media pages. Come see what we're about. We're not just here, ha ha, funny, joking around. It's serious. We're trying to do stuff for communities, charities, local people, truck drivers in need. We're doing stuff overall for people that without us, I hate to be the one to say it in case you guys don't realize it, without us, y'all ain't getting none of your stuff. That toothbrush you used this morning that you bought at the grocery store, that came from a truck. That car you drove, that came from a truck. That house you live in, all that material, that came from a truck. Just remember, the truck drivers are what keep this country running. And without us, I don't know what's going to happen. But doesn't hurt to give us a quick follow. It took 10 seconds to push two buttons.
Yes, sir. I got it scrolling at the bottom of the screen down there. You can follow us on Facebook at DOH Family. We'll get into all that, all our different social medias here a little bit later in the episode. Masshole, I want to appreciate. Thank you for your time, sir. Go ahead and eat your dinner before it gets too cold. I appreciate you jumping on for the few minutes you jumped on for. And
Absolutely.
then we'll be bringing up Celtic next. So thanks, Rip Masshole. Love and respect, brother.
Love and
And we'll
respect,
take
fellas.
you down the road, sir.
Yes, sir.
Love and respect.
All right. Grizzly's got a little signal issues. The signal's here, sometimes it's there. It's kind of like wish I had a signal, wish I didn't.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It, it's where I'm at in Mississippi.
always Mississippi, always never fails. There ain't nothing good comes out of Mississippi. That's a joke, by the way. Just saying. But anyway, I know I'm gonna let Grizz go into the next when we get into our different social medias and stuff like that we have. I'll let Grizz talk a little bit about that. But without further ado, we're going to bring up our National Secretary, Celtic Reaper. Welcome to the show, sir. How you doing today?
What's up, brothers?
It's another day in
Hey.
paradise, sir. But this is our National Secretary. We're going to let Grizz go in, just kind of like we always do. Grizz kind of does the interviews, and I'm going to sit back and just listen and let Grizz take over the show. It's all yours, sir.
All right. Reaper. So I just had a few questions for you. How did you find BOH and who, if any of the members, pitched the club to you?
It was. I was getting to the point where I was starting to get wore out with driving truck and thinking about hanging up the keys. And I was flipping through TikTok one night and came across one of the club's TikToks, and I sat and watched it. And then I went and checked out the family page, and I liked what I saw. So I think it was Shooter was the first one I talked to, and talked to him, and I really liked what I heard and everything else. So I prospect, and here I am.
Heck yeah. That's when Jammer pitched the club to me. You were there in Laredo with me.
Yeah, that was a good night. That was the
Yeah,
first
that
time I
definitely
got to
was.
meet you. Yeah.
Yep.
That goes to show we're
Yeah.
all across the United States. We're not just located in one area. I mean, you got the club pitched to you down in Laredo, Texas, of all places. So, I mean, we're everywhere. We're on the
Yep.
road everywhere across the country. If you see one of our
Right.
stickers, see
Exactly.
one of our members, reach out to them. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us different places. Like Maslow said, reach out to us. Ask questions. Don't be afraid, because we'll answer your question. I promise
Absolutely.
Right.
And a lot of the brothers wear the t-shirts and the sweatshirts and the hats. If you see that logo on one of the brothers walking around in a truck stop or whatever, don't be afraid to walk up and ask us questions and that. We're more than happy to answer a lot of the questions for you out there.
Right. Yeah. So, with the growth of the organization, do you see yourself taking on more responsibilities in the future?
If it's required of me, absolutely. Um, I don't know what those would be at this time, but if it's for the betterment of the club, I've said it before, I'll do whatever I can for this club. It's one of the best things I've done in my life, and I'll do whatever I can to make this club better. And if it's taking on more responsibilities, absolutely.
Right. Exactly.
you.
Exactly.
I'm glad you said that, because you never know what I'm going to come up with.
Well, I know. I know.
Just saying. Y'all see that's where all y'all be messing up in nationals. Y'all leave me unattended too much, and that's when I come up with all these crazy ideas and different things I want to do, and then bam, we got to make it work. It's like the podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a long time now, and then finally I got a wild hair. I'm like, we're doing the podcast now. We're getting it done. Got the software, got everything we needed, and here we are. We're on episode 5, starting to knock this stuff out weekly, and we're just trying to get our word, get our message out to any and everybody we can. We don't care if you're a truck driver or not. We're trying to get our message out to any and everyone. So feel free, follow us,
Yep.
like us, subscribe to us on YouTube. I mean, we're gonna have some good upcoming episodes. Right now, the first 4 or 5 episodes is basically just introducing the club. Once we get past all these introductions, then we're gonna get into the more serious topics of trucking and different things like that. We're gonna have some different shows regarding that. We'll start bringing some other people on that's really not part of the club, and kind of having a Q&A with them as well. So we got a lot of upcoming stuff. So just make sure you stay tuned.
Right. Exactly. So, Reaper, had one last question for you. Um, with the growth of the club, do you think that it will reach um, more drivers in a positive way?
I think with all this stuff that's planned, I'm hoping, but I think it will. I mean, with the podcast and reaching out on Spotify and iHeart and all that stuff, I I think it will, and I'm hoping it will because I know there's a lot of people out there that were or getting to the point I was, and like I said, thankfully I found this club and it brought joy back to me being out here, and
Right.
it'd be nice if we could bring that joy that some of us drivers have lost over the years, bringing that back to some of the drivers out here, making this job enjoyable instead of it being a job.
Absolutely. Right. So, really, that's all I had for you. Is there any other closing remarks you wanted to put out there?
Right about now, not really. Nope. I enjoy you guys bringing me on.
You don't have nothing else you
No.
want to follow up with, Reaper, or like you're just not a talkative person. We know. It's okay. I got something special for you though. Stand by.
Shut up, Reaper. Shut up, Reaper.
Just had to do it, didn't you? Just had to do it.
I sure did. Worked out perfectly at the right time too.
Yes,
So,
yes,
Reaper,
yes.
I do want to thank you for your time, sir, and thank you for everything you do with this club. And look forward to seeing you in the chats. Again, don't forget to follow us on Facebook at BOH Family. You can go to our website. It has links to our other social media pages and a lot more information about the club as well. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen down there, brothersofthehighway.com. Feel free to go to it. You can go to brothersofthehighway.org. Pretty much anything you can find in Brothers of the Highway, you can go to it. You can find some social media on it. It goes. We got stuff going everywhere. We're trying to
Right.
get the name. We're trying to get the word out there. We're trying to get everything we need to spread this statement that we're trying to make out here in the trucking industry. And some people might believe in it. Some people might not. That's fine. But we are realists. We understand we're not going to change the whole trucking industry, but we're going to do our damnedest to do what we can, one driver at a time. That's our motto: one driver at a time. One driver at a time. But again, Reaper,
Absolutely.
thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and get you
Absolutely.
off the screen. And then me and Grizz are going to go ahead and wrap this show up. I appreciate you again. Love and respect. Thanks for joining the show.
Love and
Love and
respect.
respect.
Well, that was pretty good. I'm glad we had a couple. We got a couple more to do. We still got our national road captain repo to do, repo man, and we also still have our national chaplain to do, Star, which that'll be an upcoming
Yep.
episode and knock those two guys out and get it all done. We're at about 21 minutes right now, but I'm gonna go through the gear real quick one more time. You can buy gear and purchase gear if you go to brothersofthehighway.com, click on shop, it'll take you to our store, and we have different things out there that you can get. We got cups, t-shirts. This is what one of our t-shirts does look like on the back of the shirt. I want to say, like I said, they're about $27. All pricing on the website does include shipping, so you're not paying $27 plus $8 to $10 for shipping. That does include the shipping, but that's how we're able to pay for the different meetups we do across the country, the different charities that we're doing. Our members donate money for, then we take the money, the t-shirt sales. This is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we take all that stuff and we incorporate it into different charities. Right now, our main charity we're working on, for coming up in March, is St. Christopher's Truckers Fund. That's the one we're working on right now. We got a pretty good goal that we have set in mind, and we're about a little less than a quarter of the way to that goal. But we'll get there. We got till March to get there. We got some different things coming up to get done. I don't know if you have any closing remarks there, Grizz.
Uh, just make sure you follow us on YouTube, 2158 Rise of the Brotherhood. We're on Spotify and iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, BOH Family. And that's really all I had tonight.
Cool. We do have TikTok set up out there, but we're not really throwing that out there too much because we don't know how much longer TikTok's going to be around. But you can find us
Right.
on TikTok as well. I think it's 2158 BOH. I think that's what our TikTok is.
Brothers of the Highway 2158.
There you go. We got so many different tags. Man, I'll forget all that. That's why I'm the national president. I just set the stuff up and I turn it over to these guys and they can handle all that fun stuff. But thanks for joining us, Grizz. Thanks for hosting the show with me again. And like I said, our next episode is going to be introduction to AOH. That's going to be one of the episodes we're going to do. And if you guys don't know what AOH, like, subscribe, and share. We'd really appreciate it. And we'll get into more detail what AOH is down the road. But love and respect, Grizz.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and end this show. And we'll talk to you guys later.